been around a long time. He's very experienced. This team has 3 players that have gone to the championship before, and so the experience is a key always in the Baker system match play. This team has that kind of experience.
Well, that's our lineup tonight. It is a good one, and we're glad that you're here to watch. Semifinal matchup coming right up.
You only get 15 minutes of fame.
Unless you take someone else's.
11 strikes down. 10 pins up. 1 ball to go.
Getting the proper feel is important to every bowler. Grip inserts provide you with that proper feeling on every shot. That's why today's top professionals choose only Contour Power Grips. And you should too.
Contour Power Grips. The best bowlers in the world choose Contour Power Grips. Ask your pro shop professional for Contour Power Grips, the grips that legends use.
My grandfather started Lynn Shoe Company in 1919. That's a lot of years, a lot of bowling shoes.
Jeff Lind, president of Lind Shoes.
Bowling's changed over the years, so have our shoes. We offer different soles and heels in many styles to fit your game. One thing that stayed the same over the 75 years, that's the Lind quality. That's the key. Our shoes are comfortable, durable, and they perform. We're proud of Lind shoes because they keep getting better.
We care as much about bowling as you do.
When sports cream, when arms are sore, when legs ache, when muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Massaging sports cream in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell, no odor. Why sports cream? Because it works.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a break.
Give me a break. Break me off the piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
The Brunswick World Team Bowling Challenge is brought to you by the American Bowling Congress and the Women's International Bowling Congress, providing championship service to sanctioned leagues across the United States. Make sure your league is sanctioned by the national governing bodies. By Lind Shoes. For the performance approach, it's American-made Lind Shoes, the choice of bowlers worldwide. By Contour Power Grips, the pioneers of the finger grip industry. More pros choose Contour Power Grips. You should too. And by Brunswick. Bowling is sold on Brunswick worldwide.
This is the Contour Power Grip Open from Hollywood Lanes in Portland. Brunswick World Team Challenge. Bob Dolan and Earl Anthony with you. A great field tonight, including Earl Ballard Jr., Matt Surina, and a #1 seed that just dominated the shop. But first, the semifinals. Ace Paving, #3, Hollywood Bowl, #2, and this is Steve Force for Ace Paving.
Steve Force, one of these guys that's been around a long time. He's been a good player locally, and by locally I mean the Northwest, for a number of years. But he's very nervous right now. I talked to him before we went on the air. He says, Earl, how do I relax? What can I do? I said, just take a deep breath, get up there, set your feet, and throw it. Don't worry about it. And Steve hasn't had a lot of experience on television, so these first couple of shots are going to be tough for him. Easy spare, cross lane, right at him. Got to hurry. Good shot.
That usually goes away fairly quickly, doesn't it, Earl?
Well, I'll tell you, that first one, I bet his heart rate was up there a little bit. But he'll be all right. He's a good player.
Contour Power Grip starting lineup brought to you by Contour Power Grips, pioneers in the finger grip industry. More pros choose Contour Power Grips, and you should too. Leadoff man for Hollywood Bowl, Tim Myers, and a strike for Myers.
And what a contrast. Steve Force, very nervous, not much television experience. Tim Myers gets right up there, and throws the strike. Here's a guy that's won a lot of things locally. He's won 2 Portland Masters championships on television, so he's not nervous at all.
Deremer has been on television a few times. In fact, in this team challenge event, he's been a very successful member of several teams.
Got a little high with that one. The ball hooked a little more than he wanted it to. the 310, the baby split. Going to go cross lane with the same ball. A lot of players will switch balls. He's going to use the same ball, go cross lane, try to fit it between the two pins. The ball will do all the work.
You see the number on Deremer's shirt, 27. That means, of course, he'll fill the second frame and seventh, and an open in the second for Deremer.
Well, he left 11 splits during match play, missed them all. His team, and there they are. Now the team's 0 for 12 on splits. So spare shooting being so important, as we know, Bob, and if you can't convert them, sometimes you dig a hole you can't get out of.
Of course, these teams, Earl, go through 40 Baker games before the field is cut to the final three, and his team did not convert any splits. Mark Frank, the second frame for Hollywood.
Mark's the proprietor here. He's the owner of Hollywood Bowl, and he's really one of the better promoters. I would say one of the best promoters of bowling by far in the Northwest and maybe in the country. He brings the PBA into town. He does the World Team Challenge, and he's very active in the game himself. Loves to play it and works very hard at it. Has one of the biggest pro-ams in the nation when he brings the PBA into town.
Let's look at the starting lineup now, Earl, for Ace Paving, our number 3 seed. The Contour Power Grip starting lineup. Again, brought to you by Contour Power Grips, pioneers in the finger grip industry. More pros choose Contour Power Grips, and you should too. Third frame for Ace Paving, Matt Surina, the current ABC Tournament singles champion.
Here's a guy who beat 90,000 plus bowlers at the ABC singles. Now that's amazing. You think about that. 90, the biggest field ever in the American Bowling Congress history for their championships. And here's the singles champion. He beat 90,000 other bowlers.
He had to wait, he says, about 4 months before finding out if he was indeed the winner. In the third, the spare for Ace Paving for Matt Surina. And earlier this week, Surina received that award from Butch Whitman, ABC field rep. His score in Nevada, Earl, 33.87, the 4th highest ever at the ABC singles. Third frame, Jason Trees. Nice ball in the third for Hollywood Bowl.
Now there's a young guy who's been bowling 5 years. He's only 19 years old. He gets right up there and says, "This is how you do it, boys."
The youngest member of our field tonight, Jason Trees. Now to Bob Davidson, 4th frame for Ace Paving. Davidson, 32 years old, a pro shop owner and a veteran of these World Team Challenge events. Oh, and he got it to go.
Kind of interesting. You saw the pin action, the wall shot there. This guy, when he had the tournament in California, the lanes were very dry and hooking a lot. He was only using one finger and the thumb in the ball to keep the ball from hooking. Here, obviously, there's more oil. He's getting both fingers in there and turning it up quite a bit. A lot of revolutions on the ball.
Tal Kennedy, 4th frame for Hollywood. What about the lane conditions here this week, Earl?
Glad you asked that, Bob. I was just about ready to mention that, as a matter of fact. Lane surface is excellent. It's one of the finest surfaces we've had in a long time. It's very smooth. The oil pattern is conducive to good scores. The scores have been very high this week, as you see him changing balls, going directly at the spare. Just did get it. But the scoring has been very good for the World Team Challenge. It took well over 200 average just to make the top 10 teams. And the tournament leaders just destroyed the place. They were like 500 over for the qualifying rounds. As you get a look at another lefty.
Lonnie Sharkey. He's the anchor man for Ace Paving.
Lonnie can really rev it up. Watch him hook this ball. Too much.
Oh, got it. Lonnie also very emotional too, Earl, and that's a key in Baker play too, the emotion of a team.
No question about it. If they can get the emotions high, keep them there, everybody pumps up and follows right along. First look at the superstar.
Here's the familiar form of Del Ballard Jr., the anchorman for Hollywood Bowl. And he went the other side, but he'll take it.
Del will keep this team loose. He's the kind of guy that likes to have fun when he bowls. And here's a good look at the style of Del Ballard. Look at the balance, the steady head. Stays right over that foot.
Could be an interesting matchup of anchormen in the semifinals. Sharkey against Ballard. We're through 5 frames of our first game of the semifinals. We'll be right back.
It's taken Cal Ripken Jr. 13 grueling years to break Lou Gehrig's record. Now we are honoring this historic baseball event with this officially endorsed Cal Ripken Jr. 23-karat gold stamp wallet. Beautifully detailed but limited to only 2,131 of 15 sets worldwide. Each set comes safely protected in this handsome special collector's presentation wallet. The Cal Ripken Jr. official postage stamp, issued by the islands of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, comes with its own numbered certificate of authenticity and is extremely limited, so act quickly. You get the Cal Ripken Jr. gold stamp, the display wallet, and this paper stamp set on a cachet card canceled by the government on the very day Cal broke the record. You get all this for only $39.95. Here's how you can order.
To order, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-522-5333. That's 1-800-522-5333, or send check or money order for $39.95 plus $3.95 shipping to SSCA, P.O. Box 1809, Department A, Hicksville, New York.
Check out the finest action from the hottest sport around the world and get the latest from the finest players on the tour. The IBM ATP Tour Highlight Show, every week on this regional sports network.
Hollywood Bowl with a 3-pin lead through 5 frames. Remember, this is a 2-game total pinfall in the Baker system, and the winner of this semifinal match will take on our number 1 seed, the Shop, from Tacoma, Washington. Now, second time around for these bowlers. Second time on these lanes. The force, he's paving. He had a spare on his first frame. Some work left here.
Not too tough a spare for a right-hander, though, Bob. It's the 2-4, and he shouldn't have any trouble converting this. He'll use his strike ball and basically use his strike angle, move his feet a couple of boards to the right, create a little more direct at the 2-pin spare, and try to get both pins with the ball.
Earl, you're very familiar with many of the bowlers in this neck of the woods because you live up here, and perhaps far more so than other bowlers around the country. We may not see or hear a lot about these bowlers up in the Great Northwest, but you do, and you like them a lot.
Well, there's some really talented players out of the Northwest. The Hall of Famers like Johnny Gunther, of course, and we just talked about Matt Surina. A lot of very, very good players came out of the Northwest, went on the tour, and were successful. And we're seeing a lot of good young players from the Northwest right here today. This is one of them, Tim Myers. This guy can play. He's been around a while, knows how to get the job done, and he's not a bit afraid to be aggressive out there. This is a tough spare now. The 2, the 5, and the 8.
High games here this week at Hollywood Bowl in Portland, Oregon. There's the Shop, the Shop, the Shop. Guess who our number 1 seed is, Earl? That's why. As we said, they just pretty much ran away from the rest of the field. The high game, 12-28. You know, it's kind of interesting. They had those 3 high games, but they started the qualifying rounds. Their very first game was 877. I talked to their team captain, and he said that after that first game, he says, we went back to the bar and had a little meeting. Came back out and got things together. Good place to have a meeting. The open frame for Myers and Hollywood Bowl in the 6th. So ace paving with a 7-pin lead as we go to the 7th frame, Frank Deremer.
You know, Myers, all through the match play, he had 19 opportunities for spares. He converted 17 of them, 89% of his spares. That's unusual for him to miss a spare.
Deremer came up high on that shot. Deremer, remember, on his first frame, the 2nd frame, an open frame. High game this week. Look at that. Our perfect game, 300 from Jeff Britton. 289 and 289. Congratulations, Jeff. In fact, Jeff won $1,000 from Lynn Shoes for that 300 game in qualifying.
Cross lane, a lot of ball speed, and he chops the 6 off the 10. So it's back and forth here.
Deremer's 0 for 2 today in the semifinal. 2 open frames. Let's see if Hollywood Bowl and Mark Frank can take advantage. There's Jeff, as I just mentioned. $1,000 from Lynn Shoes for the perfect game in qualifying.
Did he get the shoes too?
He did get the shoes. There's $500 in each one.
He's wearing them anyway, right?
Nice ball from Mark Frank, 7th frame of this first game of the semifinals.
We're going to take another look at that shot by Mark Frank, the host proprietor here. So we ought to know how to play these lanes, you'd think, right? Right down that 3rd arrow, the 15 board, good heavy roll on the back. Mark's been a good action player for a number of years, so he can handle the pressure well.
Ace paving, 8th frame. They trail by 6. Matt Surina.
A solid 9. Just the ball just hit too hard. You could see it gripping the lane, entering at an extreme angle. No deflection. The ball ran right over the 5-pin and over the 8-pin spot. Just picked the 5 off 9. Easy spare here from Matt.
Well, we thought this would be an interesting matchup, Earl, a tight one, and it is.
Matt used to be a successful touring player on the PBA Tour. He's 3-time PBA champion. He's won something like 14 PBA regional events. 7 regional events, excuse me.
And he gets the spare in the 8th for Ace Paving. Now another look at Jason Trees, the 19-year-old.
Well, let's see if Jason was really lined up and threw it well, or if it was just nervous energy got him started there. Remember, he's only been bowling for 5 years, 19 years old. He's throwing it well.
For another. He got it. 2 for 2 for the young man, Jason Trees. And that strike gives Hollywood Bowl the lead by
Take another
16.
look at that shot, Bob. You can see this. Good balance at the foul line. Tremendous rotation. Great wrist rotation there. That ball didn't deflect all, ran right over the 8-pin spot.
Again, Hollywood by 16 now as we enter the 9th frame.
Remember, this is 2 games total pins to decide the winner. No bonus pins in this section of the tournament. You've got to get them all with the bowling ball. And here, the 6, 7, 10. Not a good time for that to happen. Never is, but especially now in the 9th frame when you want to load up for the 10th frame. Take a look at it. What you want to do here is slide that 6-pin across into the 7. The ball will take out the 10.
And again, 0 for 12 in this event. Oh, and Davidson came close, but now they're 0 for 13. So another open from Ace Paving, and Hollywood Bowl pads their lead. Up by 40.
Chance to add on to the strike here in the 9th.
All right, Earl, I'll say it first before you do. No lead is too big in the Baker.
True.
We've seen it time and time again.
Well, when they have to switch lanes. Remember, they bowl one game on this lane, and then they alternate lanes. Sometimes one lane is more difficult than the other. Sometimes the teams can't catch up.
Yeah, that's always the key, is who can make that adjustment quicker.
Got it.
Cal Kennedy going for the 10-pin here in the 9th.
Cross
39
lane.
years old. And he gets it. Couple of spares for Tal Kennedy in this first game of the semifinal. Now we see the anchorman again, Earl, Lonnie Sharkey for Ace Paving. It's a high series this week, 754, a pair of them. Lenny Blakey, we're going to see him later on, and Russell Harner. And the qualifying averages, Dennis Bailey, Lenny Blakey, and Frank Deremer. In Blakey, we're going to see in our number 1 team. Sharkey in the 10th.
A little soft with ball speed there. Got away from him. I'm sure he was unhappy with that when he let go of it. I'm sure a good player, a player of this caliber, he knows when he gets the ball down early, or he also knows if he's not quite firm enough with the ball, and that one just got away from him.
All right, Earl, how does a left-hander do the 2, 4, 7, 8?
Well, he's going to try to get the ball between the 2 and the 4 pin. The ball will do all the work on the 8 pin. The 4 pin obviously take out the 7. Got to still roll it well to cover this one.
Very
Got
nice.
away with it there. Got away with it there. Every mark's important. Here's another look at that shot. Look at the ball breaking so sharply on the back end. Quite easily could have missed that. It would have been disaster. They would have had a 150 game. 160 is bad enough. With your opponent bowling in the 190s, maybe a possible 200. Could have been a 40 or 50 pin lead.
Final ball for Ace Paving is a strike for Sharkey in this first game. Now, interesting, Earl, in the head-to-head this week here in Portland, Ace Paving defeated Hollywood Bowl 407, 313. In fact, they won the first game 220 to 120.
Well, what happened there was that was the first game that Hollywood Bowl bowled in the match play. They bowled a 120 game, qualified right up there in the top 3 teams. As a matter of fact, in the qualifying, they were number 3 to start with after the first 6 games of qualifying. The 120 game dropped them right down to 6th. Then they went to 7th, and they had to claw and fight and scratch to get all the way back. And they ended up winning their last 5 matches to make the telecast.
Well, that figure's not going to surprise anyone who has watched Ballard Jr. 69% strikes this week.
Well, that's probably low for him.
He's got 2 today, 2 for 2 until that one.
That one really sailed on him. It looked like he got the ball inside too far of his target line, caught the oil line, and the ball never did drift the lane. The lane conditions, I said, is conducive to good scores. That means there's kind of a crown. There's more oil in the middle of the lane than there is on the outside. That means you can tug it a little bit, and it'll set up for you. You can swing it, it'll hook back. So it's a little easier to get the ball in the pocket area. And with the bowling balls they're using nowadays, you get in the pocket area, you generally strike.
I think we jinxed him there, Earl, because we just showed that he was 16 for 16 in spare conversions. The first one is down. One more to go in the semifinals. Stay with us.
Mike Albee on bowling.
Getting the right grip is really important for a good game.
Hey, Mike, here's a tip. The American Bowling Congress has teamed with Marine Midland Bank to offer a Gold MasterCard with a great 12.9% on transfer balances.